Hi, everybody. Dale Pinker, TradeGateHub.com. Invite you to join us every day. I'm going to start off covering Russia as long as it's front and center. Talked about the fact that there may not be an invasion, and the ruble came off. Talked about that the ruble could be putting in a major top up here. And so far, there's no reason to think otherwise. Pretty negative week. If we get through 74, we could retest this bottom range around 70. So I still think you sell rips in this. And we're trying to put in a higher low here in the ruble, but very bullish or your ruble long term, which means the short side of US dollar ruble. Taking a look at what their markets did yesterday, they're all acting pretty good. We'll see how, we're right against some major moving averages. Here's a daily. Looks like we put in a higher low, and, these ETFs could head towards resistance above it, which tells me that there's probably more left on the downside in the ruble as well. So just wanted to give you the coverage on Russia and what markets it could affect. So, looking at the oil market, which is what everyone's mainly worried about if there is an invasion, where people are saying they'll put $20 a barrel into the crude market on an invasion move. The crude right now is at a crossroads. So we've had that break, that initial break. And now if we could stay under 94 and not close above it, this could be some type of bear flag, probably shows up better on a shorter TF. Let's even look at 15-minute. Now that's too stretched out, but here's the 1 hour. This could be a flag. And next time through 91.5, we should get another leg down and start seeing handles in the 80s. What you need to see as a technician on a weekly basis would be a close under 92, which is where we closed 2 weeks ago. It's a simple little method that I use and teach. It's called a 2 close reversal. And all you do is you count back 2 candles from the candle that is currently being developed and look at where that closed. And then if the candle that we're in right now closes under that weekly close from 2 weeks ago, it's called a 2-week reversal. And these off numbers are, they come into play where you could actually trade them intraday, use them for targets, use them for entries. And the low that we had yesterday was 90.74. So far, the 2-week off number is holding. It's my conjecture that we're going to end up breaking down and head down towards this 86 level. But you always have to control your risk. We make new highs, I get out of the way. All right. So you always have to protect yourself. And in crude, it's maybe something you want to avoid, right? Because there could be some, major gap that occurs in the crude market. So what could be a proxy for that? I know that the correlation in US dollar CAD is not as tight as it was several months ago, but I put on a long here in US dollar CAD right around these prices, 3 pips lower, and I'm going to risk closes. Here's 26.50. I'm actually risking 60 pips. So if we get this break in the oil, there's a possibility this next wave, it's failed from this 27.80 to 28 level. Now 1, 2, 3. So when something keeps knocking at the door, or you use a sledgehammer against the door, you may not get through the first attempt, the second attempt, or the third. But I'm not a real big believer in triple bottoms. Triple tops, we'll see. You know that there's a lot of liquidity in buy stops for USDCAD bears over these highs. So probing along, this could be a lower risk way of playing the short side of crude. So just something to consider. Had a nice little failure so far from the 114 level in the euro. This may have just been after this big break that was called on the inflation numbers that we had last week. This was a stop hunt, and this so far just looks like a recovery. I know there's still a lot of people positive. It's my view that we're still going to trade down towards this 110 level. We have one hit here. We have the second hit here. And if we could break one more time, be like a third drive to a bottom. This is also a major channel breakout that goes all the way back, goes back years. Let's see if I could find that channel on the monthly. Yeah, I think it's something like this, guys and gals. Something like this. Let's try it again. And you'll see we've had a couple hits on it already. So there was a breakout. See how they're pretty much a pretty good confluence on this major trend line that goes back to, 2014. This is a monthly chart, and we have confluence there as well. We've had two hits of it right there. So I know a lot of guys don't show you big picture stuff, but it's important. And, it doesn't look like it would have far to fall. And, we're talking about 300 pips. And this is going to be a place I'm going to start looking to accumulate euros. Cable is acting a little better than euro. EG is coming in again. Still think that pound, I don't want to look at a monthly, is going to have a hard time penetrating this 137 level. And I'm still looking for these lows to be tested, possibly taken out. The dollar is a mixed bag right here. And are we going to hold and rally one more time to the upside? That's to be determined. And I was saying yesterday in the gold that it had to hold that breakout at 1845. Well, mission accomplished. So far, it held that breakout. We're starting to head higher here in the gold. So, you could be long with stops under 1845 if you have to own it here and want to trade the breakout. It retested yesterday and held. We're even starting to get some action. Gold is actually pulling silver up with it, and silver's holding where it has to. They're two different charts. Look at the difference. Here's gold, which is taking out this high, right? And here's silver, which is pretty far away from 25.50 still, right? We're $2 underneath it. So there, if silver's going to go, and it's usually not the way I like to see silver trade as a laggard rather than a leader, it's going to be gold leading the way and dragging silver up with it. So you want to be with the leader if you have to be long precious metals, or you want to be up here. Your preferred long is going to be gold. We'll see what happens here with this gold silver ratio, but still looks like, there's a possibility for one more shot up in the gold silver ratio, which is going to favor gold. And if gold's going to go, then, waiting for 117 in the end may not be smart. So people that got long a couple of weeks ago at 1430, I told them to take some off here last Friday. And we're reaching a crossroads here in the end. I'm not going to short it here. I'm still going to be patient and see if there's one more surprise to the upside, because, the dollar's not acting great with what was pretty good retail sales. Revised numbers from the previous month were revised down, but it still looks like the dollar has a chance to, I know a lot of people are looking for under 94 before we get a rally, but as long as we're holding this 94.20 level right here, 95.20, excuse me, you have to give it the benefit of the doubt to the upside, because it still looks like a two drive formation to me. And S&Ps, just want to bring you back to last week. I was talking about this low in the S&Ps, okay, and that it held it again. And Friday we took it out. Looks like we've rallied right back to it. I'm not short here because this is an either or. There are a lot of things right in the middle of ranges, and you have to really put this in your head. When markets are in neutral positions, you're really coin flipping in the market. That's why I like to trade inflection points with divergences, or trade a trend that new highs or new lows are being confirmed by momentum. Come into TradeGate Hub and you'll learn about how to do that and how to use the RSI in a different way. But it's okay to do nothing. All right. So, great trades are so compelling. They slap you right in the face and you'll see them. So, when you have something like this, I could see it failing from here and heading down. And I could also see it, something similar like to this rally from down here at these lows could take us up to, 4,700. So neutral S&Ps right here. We'll see what happens with that. Taking a look at rates because the yen's coming off. 201 was a long-term target that I had. And, we surpassed it. We got up towards 205, I believe. And it's very possible that we're putting in some type of top here in yields. I'm not top picking it. And, I'm not bottom picking the bond market here. They're deeply depressed and oversold, but I don't have any kind of real good momentum divergences that are developing on short term. 4 hours, not bad. Actually, there are some nice divergences here. So I'm not going to buy them here, but if you were fortunate and you were short bonds, not a bad idea to cover. Okay. So I also want to talk about what's happening here in the yuan. I thought we had a third drive to a bottom in the yuan, which is being challenged here. Okay, so we're going to make another new low in the yuan. I thought we were going to go into some type of devaluation stage. This is still going to, not confirm on many time frames this move that we're getting in the yuan. It looks like it wants new lows. And so that's a step aside for me too, and see what happens again next week. Look at some of the outside markets. I do want to say something that was really interesting yesterday, and it's the first time I've seen it in a while, which makes me think that I may be missing the long side of silver, because yesterday silver got smashed, right? It really did. And the silver stocks closed unchanged to higher on the day. Gold stocks did the same. They're all getting ready to push to new highs. Here's GDX. They're all looking pretty good. So that's a pretty good sign that when you have the physical market lower and the shares, it doesn't phase them, is a pretty good sign that we might be getting something here in silver. So I guess if it's going to go from here, most likely it'll go without me on this wave. And then when I'm convinced I have to turn around and become a precious metal bull, I'll buy the next pullback. Getting a pretty good pullback here in crypto. Bitcoin could be a failing rally. I'd look for a pullback down towards that 43 level. And then looking at some of the Ethereum even weaker. Looking at some of the FANG stocks, here's Apple. This will be its third lower high. And as Apple goes, so goes the market. We'll see if it can hold this gap that we left last week. So I don't have a lot of strong conviction in the markets right now. So, you know, I'm just telling you what I see and what I'm doing. And the only thing that I've added on to so far today is alongside of Canada, and we'll see what happens with the oil market. CAD back to my entry. So it doesn't look great here, but I'm thinking that this is consolidation before testing the upper end of the range, and next time we could get through and maintain my bearish view in euro, and confirming the break would be back under 112.80. Okay, under 112.80, you're going to see the lows again. So nice performance in the metals so far. I'm not convinced. I may even try shorts, but sitting on my hands right now, you know, this could still be, if you look at it short term, off this big break, this could still just be a retracement in gold and silver, maybe back towards the 61.8 level in silver, along with the potential failing rally in oil. So everything seems to be, is this a failing rally or was this a break to buy? And I'm placing bets on the still short crude and bought Canada today. So tomorrow, big day as far as an interview. Helene Meisner is going to be with us, Meisler. And Helene's excellent, has a huge following on Twitter, very insightful. She's married to a trader. They've been together forever. So, you know, there's a lot of probably market talk in that household. And she's, you know, used to be with commodity firms and writes for thestreet.com. You're going to find Helene. In fact, if you go into our archives, you'll see a prior interview we did with her. And I always learn from Helene. Every time I talk to her, I gain some insight into what's going on. So encourage you to mark your calendars for the same time, same station tomorrow for our weekly interview. Also invite you to come in here, and it's free to be part of our community. And it's not free so we could upsell you. We're not upselling you a subscription. We're just looking for like-minded traders to come in and collaborate with us and become better. So if that's what you're looking for, just register at tradegatehub.com and come share your ideas with us and become accountable for what you think, because other people are going to take a look at it and evaluate it. And that's actually going to make you a better analyst and a better trader. So until then, be patient. Just because the markets are open doesn't mean you have to open trades, and just wait for markets to come to your levels, or for things to manifest. RSI, whatever your methodology is, don't hunt for trades, let them find you. And more than that, don't just count your pips, count your blessings. And I'll be back with you guys tomorrow with Helene. Good hunting the rest of the day. Adios.